His camp can no longer continue. Many fans have been asking these days why there haven't been updates for several days. Sorry. He hasn't been in the mood lately. He doesn't know where to start. They say family troubles shouldn't be aired. But he feels stifled. He feels suffocated. Previously, fans mentioned that his good attitude couldn't help their child finish high school. It didn't delay borrowing from others in the videos. Sigh. He can only say those were from before. Because time must be reserved for poor experiences. He can't recommend good products. When the time comes, he must post. Regardless of his mood. He can only say that many things in adulthood are helpless. His camp has all the proper procedures. The land is fine. Unexpectedly, it ultimately fell into family hands. Remember, he once mentioned that every parent loves their child. It's just the expression that differs. You all envy their life. But he has said more than once not to envy, everyone is the same. He is a pessimist. This world is meaningless. But precisely because of that, since he's here, he wants to make it interesting. So he has always hoped to convey some motivation through his videos. But today, he truly cannot bring joy. Have you heard of selfish paternal love? He doesn't mean his husband. He means the child's grandfather. He only acts on his own will, disregarding their feelings and needs. He says, "It's for your good." But that suffocating and twisted love is unknown to him. He points at him and says, if he doesn't find a job for him, what else can he do? He calls while he is with his sick father in Beijing, urging him to come home to see the child. He even casually throws a water cup at his mother-in-law. And when she says something he dislikes, he pours a bowl of hot noodles on her back. He says he and his mother-in-law won't divorce. All for him. His husband seems to be telling them that his current misfortune is all because of his son. His husband has heard this for over 30 years. He has listened for 17 years. He shifts his misfortunes onto others, as if in this world, he is the most pitiful person. He believes, as long as he doesn't divorce, the child has a complete family. But he doesn't understand his son grew up amidst quarrels and beatings. So he says his love is oppressive, twisted, even perverse. His husband said, when he was young, he thought about jumping off the building, just to escape. Later, his grandmother wanted to give him away to his aunt. He cannot imagine what kind of environment his husband grew up in. He only knows the 3 words he dislikes most. It's for you. But what does this have to do with the camp? Old fans know. Because this land is his. It has been abandoned for years. Seeing he's getting older and can't manage it, to ease their father-son relationship, he suggested using it. Initially, his husband was adamantly against it. He only wanted to stay away from his dad. It's all my fault for being too altruistic. He thought he could save this family and bring them harmony. But he was too naive. In the first month of business last year, his father scolded 2 customers. They were helpless. They couldn't say anything. Later, due to some issues, he was beaten. But they were driven out. Not allowed to continue. Looking at the investment of $300,000, he endured. At that time, they were both furious, and he planned to upgrade this year, to create something good. While planning, they needed to remove a row of small trees. Initially, he agreed well. A few days ago, when they went to the camp, he suddenly asked why those trees were a problem. Then he started expressing his feelings wildly. It frightened him. Back home, he calmly thought it over. It wasn't the trees that were the issue. But their generation gap was too wide. They couldn't move forward together. But they were too afraid to confront him. He dreaded even seeing him. So he asked his aunt to help communicate. But after several attempts, he refused the removal. He said without him, they couldn't operate. He threatened that if they dared to go out and rent land, he would destroy their home. So, fans, the promised fan concert might be cancelled. Please forgive his cowardice. Just thinking of his fierce expressions, he feels his heart racing and legs trembling. His love is truly terrifying. He would work on New Year's Eve to save money. He would verbally abuse you for not obeying him. He ties you to a chair, feeding you what you dislike, while claiming it's for your good. One moment he can be a kind father, the next a brutal stranger. Such a person is often seen as a good person. But the scariest side is reserved for his family. Leaves may turn yellow, but not in a day. Hearts may cool, but not in a day. The leaves fall. The sky will still give birth to people. When hearts cool, they may not warm again. Today, he has been brave enough to share these matters online. Perhaps when he sees it, he will come after them. But he needs to clarify everything. In the end, he hopes everyone can meet parents who understand them. He hopes everyone can treat their children kindly.